Brothers and sisters and friends, this afternoon we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening? What's happening? You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Buddy coming in right on time. What's happening? Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. We are into March and already inclement weather. That's what they're calling it outside. So blizzard-like conditions, feels like 5 below. Super icy on the roads. All the schools are closed. Of course, if Brother Kasim has anything to say about it, them kids going to school anyway. He said, them kids going to school. I don't care what's happening.
Man, we used to walk up both hills, both ways.
Uphill both ways.
Snow to my ankles.
That's right. Shoes with holes in them. You know how we do. Make it happen.
Man.
Libraries are closed today. Schools closed today. Treated like a holiday. There's not going to be much open today, and probably shouldn't be out in it anyway. But do check on your friends. I did a call yesterday on my page, calling for the protectors of Omaha. Check on your peoples. You know who we are.
Yeah.
Ones that make sure they got gas in the tank, and they park in a spot where they can get out so they can help when they need to. Appreciate everybody who's been looking out for each other and looking out for the fam. And appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you guys are just joining us again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B.
Hey.
He's Buddy to God. And appreciate you guys getting up. Pops up early. You know, we know Vegas is an hour behind. So
man, I think more than that. Like a couple.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Pop says good Wednesday morning for Sky and Mad Love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you.
Hey.
Kimmer Snipes up early, giving us a good morning. Mama God, good morning, fam. Amy H died in the house. Good morning. Long time no see. Good morning to you as well. Pops said, "Oh my God, Omaha, yeah, man. I told you the other day though, Pops. I'm seeing the reports on TV because I be in the house. So heat working.
That part.
I got the curtains closed. I ain't even looking out at it because it is what it is. Kimmer says, I know my son was sick and me this morning checking on him when he went to work. Mama Bear, for real. I heard that. Check on your peoples. There's a lot of flu going around for sure. So that's the thing too. I actually drove around a little bit yesterday making some deliveries. Some folks that needed a little some lemon and some honey and some things.
Man.
So they can hunker down, do the thing.
Tis the season.
Sean McCarthy says, morning. Hope everyone is staying warm. Hope everyone has power. No, everyone doesn't. Everyone does not have power, and we definitely have to talk about that today. Before we jump into that, just want to say, what's happening, buddy? How you feeling over there?
Hey, I'm feeling good. Feeling well rested. Not really dealing with the snow on this side, but we got some rain last night, so yeah, and it's kind of cool out here. So yeah, but other than that, man, feeling good, feeling rested, feeling ready to tackle the day. We got some special guests coming up. Excited for that conversation.
We do.
So yeah, bringing the energy this morning.
We got some young folks that actually did not leave Omaha and are here doing some things. Something to say. Brother Jaden Perkins, who we all know and love. Jaden Perkins in the house coming. And also Olivia Mathews, a new young sister I didn't know. That's got some activist vibes going on. So we'll be talking to them because they're going to be hosting a forum a little later on tonight. We'll talk about it when they get here. But they're hosting a forum for these District 2 candidates. We're definitely going to talk about it, man. We looked at the list again last night, and there's more. And the list has changed again for District 2.
Man, they coming out the woodwork, CJ.
Coming out the woodwork in a big way. To Sean McCarthy's point, we just want to make sure that we let everybody know. Here's the link to storm outage at OPPD. There is some outages going on for sure. So you definitely need to check on your peeps. Here's the list of some of the outages as of 6:15 this morning. Douglas County got 8,000 people out.
Man, got hit hard.
So, check around and make sure everybody's cool. This blizzard happened kind of overnight and it's still going, and it will go on until probably about noon. And it got up to 70 mile an hour winds out here, man. With blowing snow. So everything looks like somebody, a friend of mine online said it looked like the Wizard of Oz outside.
All right. I think we need to talk about information being spread, though. I talked to Mama God last night. She had no idea. I'm like, hey, you okay? Are you? She like, it's warm out here. What you talking about? I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, that's not what I hear.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wonder, are people finding out how do you not hear about that?
Went from warm to blizzard in a matter of hours. And yeah, unless you were watching the news, how do you even get that information? So man, Marlon Harrison in the chat, he's the one that gave us the notion on First Sky Omaha about the OPS being closed. So shout out to you. You say, good morning, First Sky fam. Hope everyone stays warm and please check on your loved ones. Appreciate that. Man, Amy H. Dot says, I started work at 7, but I'm going in late today. Had to check in on the live. I appreciate
Hey,
you.
well, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, man. So yeah, appreciate everybody that's coming in this morning. We definitely got lots to talk about today. As Buddy mentioned, special guests coming in. Shout out to Sherman Wells for plugging us in with these young folks, Jaden Perkins, Olivia Mathews, and they're going to be at Assembly of the Saints a little later on today. Today's the day. Actually, they're going to do the debate. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted on that. It's not till 6 this evening. Things are supposed to clear up weather wise, so it still might be they have the ability to go ahead and hold this. But as for now, as for this morning, lots of things closed today. So, yeah, treat it like a holiday. When I look at the schools are closed down and the libraries closed down, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Bank's probably next. All that good
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a good point. But it definitely might clear up later, especially if it was warm yesterday. Concrete might still be a little hot from those 50, 60 days y'all just had.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. All right. So we'll go ahead and jump into a little bit of community news. We kind of already have jumped into it. But I did want to make mention we will have a special guest coming on Friday as well. Highly anticipated talk with Lakeisha Green, who's the ED at Union for Contemporary Art. You can see her here with Celeste Butler.
Hey.
Lots been going on with this story about the union that's been formed over there at Union for Contemporary Art. It's been the talk of the town. And I was kind of surprised, like Buddy mentioned when we talked about it Monday, we rarely have a chance to talk about what's going on at the union unless there's some drama, unless there's something going on over there. But it is a place that is a really, really great resource for our neighborhood. It's right there on the Deuce, on the most important corner in Black Omaha, 24th and Lake. So yeah, definitely lots to talk about. And again, Lakeisha Green will be joining us Friday. We'll be talking to her. Can't wait to have that conversation. Also, we want to also mention the Empowerment Network is they got their Transformation 2030 coming up. So this is something that we definitely need to check out. This is March 8th. So this is coming up in 3 days. This will be here Saturday. So go ahead and hit that QR code, get your tickets. Starting at 8:15 a.m. goes to noon. And definitely check this out. Now is the time. Take collective action. Highly encourage you to go to these meetings, even if you don't agree with everything the Empowerment Network does. This is an opportunity for you to go speak to people face to face and lend your help to the efforts, because this is a network. This is one thing that strikes me every time I go to these, is that I meet so many different people and so many different businesses and organizations that if we all could collectively come together, really make some big change. So shout out to the Empowerment Network for sponsoring these types of things. So we have an opportunity to do that. We don't participate, we can't really say much about it. We got to go and try and speak up and say something.
Can't talk from the sidelines.
Can't talk from the sidelines, man. We also one of our friends of First Sky Omaha, Unpacking the Unicameral Swing Left Nebraska, has their podcast coming on week 8. This is week 8. They fire up during the unicameral so they can talk about what's going on, each bill that's happening. They have some conversations about how the unicameral works. If you want to know more about what's happening in the unicameral, then definitely check that out. And wherever you get your podcasts, I guess Apple Podcasts, Spotify, so on and so forth. But shout out to Leigh Keister, who is behind Swing Left Nebraska's podcast. Definitely check it out. And it's a good time to do that too, especially if you're talking about bills, because Senator McKinney and Senator Ashley Spivey is coming back for the Senator's Cipher. This is coming up Monday. We got some new things, new ways to do it. And we figured out how to work around folks' schedules. So we'll announce the times on Friday, but just want to let you guys know this is Senator Cypher's coming back, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the bills that they're championing, bills that they're fighting, and what it is that we can do to help them push things in the legislature.
Yeah, man.
Yep. This is season 2B, Ballot of the Bullet. There's the big election happening, and there's a lot of people that are trying to come through because of that. Like we said, man, there's probably 12 people running for District 2 alone.
I don't even know, man. Like the list keeps growing.
List keeps growing, and I got to mention somebody who's in the chat very often. The chat chimer of First Guy Omaha has dropped his name in the hat. It's official. Anthony Rogers Wright is also running for District 2. So he will be at the debate tonight, Assembly of the Saints, that's happening. This is something from his page right here where he's letting us know this went down, and he's going to be there to engage in the debate that's happening at Assembly of the Saints again later on tonight, 6:00. Assembly of the Saints. If you don't know where that's at, 4224 North 24th Street.
The Deuce.
If you haven't been there yet, you got to check it out. Assembly of the Saints get down.
Man, yeah, quite an impressive facility, if I do say so myself. Me and Paul took a tour. Yeah, got the bistro, got the check it out.
Podcast studio, the gym, they doing a good work.
Barbershop, it's quite amazing actually.
So shout out to them for hosting this, and shout out to our special guest coming up, Jaden Perkins and Olivia Mathews, who's going to be hosting that debate tonight. So yeah, lots to talk about today, and we'll go ahead and jump out of the community updates. If you have any, please let us know. Throw them in the chat or throw them in Friends of First Sky Omaha. And I'll be looking for a Discord coming soon as well. We're setting a Discord up so that we can continue Friends of First Sky Omaha in another space. For those of you that have left Meta, man, don't blame you.
Man,
I really don't blame you.
Hey, count your days.
Count your days. Brother Pena's in the chat. Buenos dias. Appreciate you coming on in. T. Wren is in the chat. I haven't seen that name in a while.
Hey.
So the more the better. I will think more political engagement is a bad thing. I will never think the more political engagement is a bad thing. I appreciate that. Yeah. I
like that. It's actually a little different sentiment from how I'm feeling, but I like that.
Pop says, I think I'll close down today too in solidarity with all you in Omaha.
What a luxury.
With that, we're going to go ahead and pass it to Buddy. Top headlines for the day. Buddy, what's going on in the world today?
Well, actually, again, we're taking it a different route. Not necessarily, as I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, I think on Friday, figuring this out in real time. And the previous approach was, combing through all the news outlets and trying to find the relevant news and bring it to the people and, have a discussion that way. And, kind of allowing the media outlets to discuss or to dictate what we discuss. And it's not what this platform is about. It's not what it's for. You know what I mean? We're here to have the conversations that matter to us. And to be honest, sometimes these major news outlets aren't always talking about things that matter to us, man. So again, I want to have today a conversation in preparation for our guest and later on debate. Talk to everybody about what the issues are. What would you like to see from your city council member? What are some questions that you might have for your city council member? I have a list prepared of some of the 4 overarching issues that I feel like should be addressed. And to be honest, some candidates aren't necessarily directly addressing these issues. So we'll be discussing that. Of course, there's a few other things. As Paul mentioned, we will be looking at some of the bills that Senator McKinney has prepared. And he has actually a hearing coming up on one of those bills on the 10th. So a little call to action for that one. In preparation for our Senator Cipher that's coming up very soon. So look out for that. Very excited to be able to get the senators, the new dynamic duo on the platform. So again, very, very excited to be speaking with Senators Terrell McKinney and Ashley Spivey. Put some respect on their names.
Hey.
Yeah, you see that. So yeah, in the meantime, we'll be talking about a few bills that Senator McKinney has posted. Definitely make sure you follow him on social media if you haven't already, because again, we don't see a lot of senators doing the work of staying in communication with their constituency, even beyond just coming on live shows and morning shows and things like that. Again, just letting the people know outright what's going down. So again, make sure you check out Senator McKinney on social media. Also, as we've been discussing, we'll be reviewing the official list, because I think even overnight the list has grown. I mean, I'm pretty sure I looked at it yesterday and some new names are on it this morning. So we'll be looking at the Douglas County Election Commission office website and going through the official list of candidates. And then, as I mentioned, we'll be jumping into a few of the issues as we prepare for our guest today, brother Jaden, sister Olivia, coming through, some young folk who's leading the charge and getting civically active, getting out the vote, and making things happen, man. That's what it's all about. The chat's going off. Sister Cameron says she has a whole list of issues that she might want to see at the debate later on. She also says the town hall we have scheduled for last night is postponed to Tuesday. We have a town hall scheduled income as well. Okay, so let us know some more information about that. And okay, in Lincoln. I get you. Man, that's dope. And on that note, kind of final for our headline, some internal news. Kind of mentioned it on Monday, but we are working also with getting our own interviews and getting some more information out from the candidates, all candidates running for city council, not just in District 2, but across the entire city. So again, if you have some questions, comments, concerns, some things you will want to know from your candidates in your district, please email us at firstguyomaha@gmail.com with those questions. And we'll try to get them answered. So again, a lot of information. The Mad Dash is started. We are less than a month away from the primary, which goes down on April 1st. So, and it's not an April Fool's joke. This is really happening. The primary is April 1st. So definitely check that out. Get ready for that. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yes, sir.
What say you, man?
Man, I see Maggie Miller Jenkins in the chat. I was just thinking of you when we talked about this Discord that we're putting together for the Friends of First Sky Omaha, people that want to contribute without going to Meta, those of us that are leaving Meta. But speaking of Lincoln, she says, I turned in my last 10 signatures today and we'll be on the ballot for Lincoln City Council.
Hey, okay. Okay, congrats.
Chad Chimer's running. That's what's up. More power to you on that. Appreciate that very much. That's what's happening. We got Clarice Jackson in the chat giving us a good morning. Appreciate that. Kimmer Snipes says LB 556 hearing is on the 13th. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about these bills coming up as well. So appreciate you with that reminder. And we'll be talking about it for sure. Maggie Miller Jenkins in the chat says, did we talk about the Supreme Court telling us to literally eat S? They ruled against the Clean Water Act. Nope, we haven't talked about that yet. We appreciate you coming on and dropping some science there on that. So that's what it is. And also, last but not least, Leigh Briggs in the house, man. Getting up now. We talking about getting up early. She's in Hawaii right now, bro. Aloha from Oahu, Hawaii. Aloha. Appreciate you, sis, coming on through. It's got to be like 4 a.m, 3 a.m. or something there. Then if it's 7 here, so
hitting us up from yesterday. Okay, hitting us up from yesterday.
Yeah, Mama stayed up like all night waiting to get on in the middle of the night over there. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. So yeah, appreciate everybody that came on in this morning. That's some of the things we're going to be talking about. Once again, special guests coming on. We're anticipating Brother Jaden Perkins and Olivia Mathews coming through. They're going to be the hosts to tonight's debate. That I'm anticipating this one more than some other ones, just because of the fact that we got some of the young people in the community who are going to be navigating it, and also because it's at the Assembly of the Saints. Brother Sherman Wells is a part of putting this together as well. So this is the one I'm going to be keeping my eye on. There's a lot of debates coming up. As a matter of fact, one coming up March 8th too at Metropolitan Community College. That's going to be also with the mayor, with the mayoral race as well. I think they're going to be there too. So not just the District 2 race, but also the mayor's race. So lots of debates coming up, lots of opportunities for us to be able to ask the questions that we need to ask, really. So this would be a really good time to get it. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll jump into it, and then I highly anticipate our special guest coming in. So stay tuned. Once again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. My name is Paul B.
Hey,
he's Buddy the God. Stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back.
Lead poisoning in children under 7 is scary, but it's also 100% preventable. Not only can lead be found in paint and soil, it can be found in many common spices, certain baby foods, and brought home from job sites. Children with lead poisoning might not show any symptoms until their levels are dangerously high. So ask your healthcare provider for a lead test for your child. You can help prevent lead poisoning in children.
Shout out to Douglas County Health Department. We're still on a quick break. We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. All B, buddy to God. All of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, not radio listeners. I always say radio listeners. We ain't on the radio no more.
Hey, you can't shake it, man. One of these days we're gonna be back on the radio waves. Y'all mark my words. Watch out
now.
Watch out.
Yes, man, but also the monitoring spirits, all the people that would not admit they listen to us, but we see you out there.
We see you.
Yeah, that's what's up. Appreciate everybody doing that. Do us a favor, share the show if you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, it's easy to share the show on your page and get as many voices in as possible so we can have a really robust conversation. And if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Do all that stuff so that we can really make sure that we utilize all the tools that YouTube has for us to use. And like I said, be looking out for the Discord. We're working on that as we speak. Also, do not forget to sign up to the weekly wrap. That's where a lot of the information is going. As a matter of fact, we got a little surprise for you on the weekly wrap. We got some changes coming up soon on that as well. We won't announce them quite yet. We'll just give you a little teaser on that. But if you have not signed up for this, I'll go ahead and put that in the chat as well so that you can go ahead and click that and sign up for the weekly wrap. It's our newsletter that comes out Friday at 4 p.m. and kind of wraps up the week, but also gives you some other news and some other things that you can use and some links to some apps and so on and so forth. A lot of good information. And you can always give us feedback on this as well. This is a two-way conversation that we're trying to have with the newsletter, which I think is a little different than a lot of them as well. So
yeah. Man.
There you go.
Come on through. Wrap it up, B. Come on through.
Wrap it up. Keep your elbow low. What's going on in the world today, buddy?
Man, so I do want to acknowledge what Sister Kimra was talking about. Again, a little preview ahead of our Senator Cipher coming very soon, so look out for that. And again, discuss some of the bills. Again, getting active in the Capitol very soon, urging some people to make their way down to Lincoln and support our senators, man. You got that image of them suited and booted, man, in the calendar or in the Capitol, man.
Bro, they clean, man. You know I got it. They clean.
Man, look at that. Suited and booted.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. I was proud. I was like, this is what I'm talking about right here, bro. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Looking royal, looking real royal. So shout out to our senators again, Senator Terrell McKinney, Senator Ashley Spivey. What we're calling here at First Sky Omaha the new dynamic duo. Again, we're working on bringing them on. We haven't really been able to, hammer them down with some of our schedule changes, but that will be changing very soon. But in the meantime, again, wanted to inform you all about a few hearings coming up, and shout out to Sister Kimra Snipes, because this is not a bill that I had prepared, but this is something that we should be looking out for. Again, she says a hearing on LB 556 on the 13th, and again, that's a bill that deals with our juvenile situation. Again, trying to lock up our babies. Let's just call it what it is, treating youth as adults in court, and man, which means more heavier sentences, longer sentences, more overcrowding in our prison system. So again, big shout out to Sister Kimra for staying on top of that one. Always loving the babies, man. So LB 556, look out for that. The hearing is on the 13th. But also Senator McKinney has a few bills that he wants us to look out for. So again, if you're not following him on social media, make sure you do that. Coming up on the 10th, and actually, Sister Kimra, I do want to hear from you as a school board member. This is something that really is an issue. This is something that's really getting out of hand, so much so that a bill had to be presented. Talking about LB 49, the hearing for that is coming up on the 10th. That bill is to provide for a model ban and bar policy for school districts. As you see on your screen, this deals with family members being banned and barred from schools. Again, that's not just coming up to pick up children, but that's activities, games, all types of things. The bill ensures that such actions are used appropriately, transparently, and fairly, balancing school safety with individuals' rights. Again, the equity part is kind of what jumped out to me. As you see on your screen, it says the bill addresses potential discrimination and seeks to create a fair environment for all families. So again, maybe Sister Kimra, maybe if we got brief full in the chat as well. Is that an issue in the schools as far as OPS being one of Nebraska's largest school districts? Are families being barred and kicked out of schools? Like, are staff members having issues with parents? Is that something that's a problem?
Yeah, let us know. I haven't heard about that, but I don't have much to do with that scene, but yeah, let us know if that's the issue. It's issue enough for it to be
A
something
bill.
that Brother McKinney is trying to push. So
Right.
yeah,
But that's not just said. He actually has several hearings coming up within the next week or so. Actually, on March 14th, he has a few hearings. Another hearing on the 12th to establish a family resource and juvenile assessment pilot program. Also to adopt the Restitution and Redress for Redlining Task Force Act. So yeah, Senator McKinney putting in the work. Yeah, yep. Kind of running through those. You can just cycle through them, Paul, as you see some of the bills. A hashtag for the people. I mean, that brother has stood on that since the first day we met him, and continuing with that. So again, let's make sure that we are finding our ways down to Lincoln for at least a couple of these bills. Again, he's addressing a lot of big issues. So again, please support our senators and make sure that they're not just out there, yelling in the wind, that they have somebody behind them, to kind of add some weight, add some experience to some of the bills that they're fighting for.
That's really real. And just to put another point to this, we talk about the senators because we have them on. It's been a learning experience for us to learn how things go in the unicameral and hear about what they have control of. But we also know that they're only one part of a plan. The other parts of the plan have to do with other community members that are doing things that we also feel like are very important as well. Shout out to Clarice Jackson. She's in the chat. She says the Black Literacy Matters Conference is coming up from March 19th through the 21st at UNO. Right now, buy one, get one registration free, a must attend. And she put the registration in the chat as well. So you can click that Eventbrite link and go ahead and register 2 for 1 right now to get into this Black literacy. I think this is a very, very important situation here. And shout out to Clarice Jackson for heading up something that the community needs to really help. We can't just change the laws, but we also got to help with the education, help with providing information and resources for the kids as well. So shout out to her for doing that, and shout out to you for coming through this morning. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And real quick to address the chat, Sister Cameron checking into some things for us, answering our questions. So thank you for that. And yes, LB49, again, provide a model for ban and bar policy for schools.
Okay, that's what's up. She also says, but give us a date on 556. What was it? She says she'll have a town hall happening soon.
For 556 happening on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. There you go. Got it. All right, cool. We'll be looking out for that. I had a chance to speak with John Ewing, who's running for mayor, coming up as well. He specifically brought this bill up too and talked about how it was not. Really? How he was like fully against, like, we ain't trying to be locking up kids and and all that kind of stuff. Like, that ain't what's up. And I really had a chance. He also, we know that John Ewing used to work for the police department. He used to be
right.
And so I had a question for him about whether or not, how do you reconcile that about trying to, you're talking about putting more cops on the street, but you also don't like the fact that they are locking up the babies, and he kind of gave a pretty expansive response to that and broke down what some of the needs are. He's talked about a lot about community policing, what that meant to him.
Okay.
So it was just interesting to meet somebody who used to be with the police department who is very much against, but I guess that's kind of par for the course on a lot of. I've heard a lot of police officers say that they're really against this whole idea of detaining kids that young.
Yeah, because they're going to be the ones that have to slap the cuffs on them
and fight the parents and everything else that's going down with that.
Right. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a tough thing for a cop that has sense. You know what I mean?
You might find some allies in some strange places if we talk a little bit more and ask around. But ultimately, we can get everybody down to the legislature and really back, fighting this bill in a big way.
Two things I want to address. Sister Clarice Jackson in the chat. Top of the morning to you. She actually answered my question as far as LB49 and parents being barred from schools, and if there's a discriminatory element to that. And she says yes, it is specifically for Black parents. So again, it seems like we all know certain demographics get deemed to be more hostile and angry and aggressive when in fact they're just being vocal. So yeah, that is very interesting to hear about that. But two, I wanted to address what you said, Paul, as far as bringing in the city element to it. Again, Brother Ewing is running for mayor, so it is interesting to see how he's responding to what's happening at the state level. And that's kind of what I want to pivot to, as we get to our guests here coming in very soon. We could talk about the bills, and we definitely want to reiterate and urge people to make it down to the legislature. But as per our conversation with Senator McKinney, what happens at the city level actually plays a big part into what happens at the state level. Again, if there's some ordinances, some movement already happening at the city level that goes along with some of the bills that they're trying to push at the state level, then that gives them that much more ammo to say, hey, this is being, practiced, this is being implemented in this locale, in this municipality, in the state. And, we should expand that to a state level because there's already data, it already works. X, Y, and Z, which is, again, as I pivot, why it's important that we pay attention to what's going on with this municipal race, and not just, as we reasonably so put a lot of attention and energy towards the Senate and what's going on at the state level. But, are we aware of what the city council members are supposed to do? Are we aware of the process of ordinances? And, let's keep, again, expanding our understanding of the civic process on every level.
Big time. Appreciate that. Let's take a quick break. Chat's going off. Appreciate you guys adding to the chat. We'll definitely come back and take a look at that as well. But stay tuned. We're anticipating our special guest coming in shortly. But in the meantime, between time, we'll take a quick break and come right back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, buddy to God.
Hey,
down, y'all.
Don't touch that dial.
Don't you touch that dial at all, y'all. Yo. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, buddy to God.
Hey, Paul B.
Appreciate you guys this morning, man. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Amy H. Dot?
Yeah, you feeling the jams?
Feeling the jam. Feeling the jams indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest waiting in the wings. We're going to go ahead and bring him in. And without further ado, man, we all know and love Jaden Perkins in the house. Good morning.
Good morning, folks. How's it going?
It's going great, brother. How you doing, man?
Good. How are y'all?
Man, can't complain. Definitely looking forward to this conversation. So, glad to have you here on many levels. Just glad to see you. Just how you feeling? How you been? Just how's life?
It's been a little crazy the last couple of months, but yeah. I'm feeling good, especially on a snowy day like this. And I'm glad we're having this conversation this morning. So thanks so much for having me.
Brother, I gotta tell you, being from California, I do not like what I'm seeing outside. This weather is making me mad. So I keep the blinds shut because I'm just like, I don't even want to see it.
Not at all.
Before we get to the topics we're going to talk about, because we are anticipating Olivia coming on as well. We'll give her a little minute. But just wanted to check in with you, bro. We know that you had some medical situations happening with you personally. And my question to you is I know that did you feel like the community was really kind of supporting you through this time? I know that there were some calls through the community to support you, and I just wondered if you felt that.
Oh, absolutely, all the way. I couldn't be thankful for my village, for my family, my friends, my community, first and foremost, for the support throughout this process. It's been absolutely just amazing.
That's great.
Man. But we did have a chat chimer mention, and I just wanted to verify with you. So you are cancer free right now, or what's the status? What is?
So I had surgery to remove the tumor and the mass they found on my brain, and about 98% of it is gone. And
Man,
so what that means is I don't have to do chemo, don't have to do radiation. My hair's still here, so for now, so that's good.
Man,
And
beautiful.
there's this new drug that was approved last year that is supposed to stop the mutations and keep it from growing and coming back and stuff. So I've now started that.
Yeah. Okay.
that's
Okay.
what's up, man. For those of you that don't know, brother Jaden, we I just want to mention, I've been seeing him around. He's been doing some stuff in the community. He's one of the rare young folks in the community doing some things that's very politically active. That's out on the front lines. We talked about journalism as activism when we got started. We talked about how we were going to be the ones sitting in here kind of reporting things from the front lines. Well, Jaden is one of these kind of cats that's on the front line all the
Hmm.
time. So if you don't know who he is, I really would like you to get to know him, go to his page, check him out, see what he's doing. But in the midst of all this stuff, before we can even get to him and really talk about him and his story, he had this medical thing that happened, and I really was impressed by the rally, the people who rallied around him on really trying to help. And I was hoping that you felt taken care of, because I was kind of impressed. We don't see many times sometimes when our community rallies around people and really kind of helps in a big way, in such a broad way. I see
Hmm.
small pockets helping people and helping situations all the time, but it seemed like everybody came together. So appreciate that, and appreciate you getting through it enough for you to be fired up and continuing on
Man.
in the fight, bro, out here doing the thing. So let's jump into that, man. Talk about that. You're going to be hosting a forum tonight. What made you want to get involved with figuring out what's going on here in District 2, and what you can do to try to help get us some leadership here? What was on your mind?
I'm glad we're having this conversation this morning. So due to the snow, we're going to postpone the debate because we don't want folks
Okay.
to
Official.
risk. We don't want folks to risk being out in the snow and the roads and stuff like that, given they canceled school and delayed trash pickup and all that stuff. So
True,
we're
true,
looking
true.
for another date that works with the church that we're hosting it at and stuff like that. But we'll be announcing that very soon.
Okay,
But
Man. Okay.
speaking of District 2, there's a record number of candidates running in this race. As of yesterday, there's about, what, 9 filed candidates. So we had about 900 folks in District 2 that signed various petitions for these candidates. And so I think that represents the wide range of ideas and that the folks want to see from the candidate field in District 2. So the point of hosting this debate is to kind of put that on display and put that contrast and kind of contrast the establishment from the new folks, from folks who just want to run to be running and stuff like that.
Mm.
okay. So you're trying to weed out some folks there
I
with these
mean,
with these these meetings. Okay.
we have so many candidates. We got to have a process of process of elimination. Unfortunately, so I'm very curious about that. But with so many candidates, are like, how big of a sample size are you expecting? Have you spoken to every candidate?
Yeah, so every filed candidate we have spoken to and confirmed, and they confirmed with us that they will attend this debate and are interested. And
Okay,
so we're looking to expect all 9 candidates there whenever we do reschedule.
man. And so with, I guess, with it being postponed, I've only been hearing about it for the last week or so, but is there been public input? Are you taking questions from the public? How are you kind of formulating this debate?
Oh, absolutely. So we've had some meetings with community advocates over the last couple of weeks to kind of formulate the topics that we want to talk about. Have been doing some research on recent, stuff that's been going on in Omaha, whether it's surrounding housing and homelessness, public safety, stuff with the streetcar, public transit, and stuff like that. So we really were intentional about formulating our questions around those important issues that are affecting everyday working people in our community.
For
Okay.
sure,
And
for
then
sure.
as well, like, people will have an opportunity to ask questions either online or in person if they choose to attend the debate.
Okay. Oh, will this, speaking of that, will this be streamed?
Yeah, it will be streamed, I think on Sherman's page. Um, yeah, on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, I believe.
That's what's up.
Yeah, just to get that wide
Sure.
audience and stuff.
Nice.
Sherman L. Wells. Go to Sherman L. Wells page and check that out as well. Yeah, I see him in the chat saying good morning, brothers. He said we've separating the pretenders from the contenders. I
There you
like
go.
this.
There you go. The wheat from the chaff, man. The clean from the dirty. You know.
They're very Don King style. You might need to be a fight promoter with that one. Pretenders from the contenders. I like it.
Hey.
Yeah, man. So that's all I was wondering about that, whether or not you had any kind of personal idea of who it is that you were going to back if you were approaching this debate or this moderation with some bias. Are you open with your bias about it? Are you? And it sounds to me like there's a little bit of more of a mission than just to get to know the candidates and ask questions, but there's the separation that you're trying to get down to what we're talking about too. That we got to get down to a candidate some kind of way. There's got to be ways that people can team up, get together. We saw Peyton Zyla, who was running at first, step down and get behind Mike Lee in solidarity there. So like we would like to see more of those types of things so that we can get down to a candidate. And it sounds like that's your goal. Am I correct in saying that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm never against anybody running, but again, given the high amount of candidates in this race, we gotta make a choice eventually by April 1st and May 13th.
For sure.
Got
Man.
that right.
Man, so with that, in the spirit of time, I did want to kind of pivot to a conversation I prepared for as far as the issues, and would love to hear your, your take on a few of the issues that you're hoping to hear or plan to address, especially based on your conversation with the public and advocates. Because that's kind of how we, here on First Guy Omaha, just to be transparent, that's sometimes how we kind of weed out the pretenders from the contenders, man. I mean, when we speak to candidates and they're sticking to a script or they're not really in touch of what we feel some of the issues are, and not just because it's the issues that we feel, but we're talking to the people, 2-3 times a week for hours a day. So, if you're a candidate and you don't really have the pulse, then that's a red flag. So I have 4 issues, but definitely would love to hear from you, more so what are some of the issues that you're hoping candidates will address, some of the issues that you'll be pushing on, just the top issues.
Some of the top issues we're looking at asking about is like housing and homelessness, public safety in accordance to like how the police department treats our people, economic development within District 2 in North Omaha, and then what else? I think DEI at City Hall.
Okay.
We found that the mayor made a pledge to commit more Black and brown folks to be appointed to city boards. But what they found in an analysis last year is that her boards are even more wider and more filled with men than ever before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
So the receipts
So
on
we're
that
definitely going to push on that. We're going to ask some questions around like the housing authority board, since the council can vote on things like that. Yeah, plenty of other issues that affect the people.
Speaking of some of the things that the council votes on, I had a question this morning about what exactly does the city council member do? I looked up a little information. City council has the power to adopt, amend, or repeal ordinances necessary to execute or make effective the provisions of the charter. In addition, the city council has the power to adopt the budget, make or confirm appointments, provide for an independent audit, and other necessary actions consistent with the charter. So we also kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit with the charter. But further on, what they do in city council, they have these public hearings. All ordinances and resolutions on the city council agenda receive a public hearing. The city council will hear from proponents and opponents of the item under construction or under consideration at the scheduled public hearings. So this is something that I like seeing, because us as citizen journalists, us as citizens in the community as well, have an opportunity to go to some of these public hearings and speak up and have our city council people hear from us, and then they vote and make decisions on some things. And the things that we're talking about here are the things that you guys are saying are important. Buddy, you had some housing, but you had some other points as well. Which ones were you talking about?
Actually, it's quite interesting. Again, without us having a full conversation or meeting, Brother Jaden, named off everyone that he actually kind of wrapped 2 of them that I had in one, public safety. I kind of separated, police relations with the community and, some of the violence that does happen in the community. and how the community can kind of address those things, because they're, people who doing gang prevention on the grassroots, but what support do they have from the city? So seeing those types of things, but also housing, economics. I mean, you named them. I'm also seeing, so those were the four that I had: housing, economics, police relations, and violence prevention. But also Sister Cameron hitting on one that I'm also seeing is a huge topic of conversation on many fronts, and that's mental health. She says youth mental health development, social development, youth and mental health and development, and then I have some intersectional and big picture questions. But all of those things are valid issues. And to be honest, looking through some platform points, some of those aren't necessarily addressed.
Yeah. So those might be some of the questions that are asked during this process. And again, just to let people know, I see Mike Lee in the chat. Good morning to you as
Hey,
well. Yeah, also on the list there running. And we were talking a little bit earlier about this debate that you guys are going to moderate here. It was supposed to be today, but because of inclement weather, it's not going to be. You guys are looking for a new date now. Same place though, Assembly of the Saints. New date. We'll we'll,
Yes.
we'll hope that you post that in Friends of First Sky Omaha so we can let our people know on that. Yeah. So appreciate it, man. Appreciate everything that you do. Anything you want to leave us with? Anything on your mind you want us to attend to, or you think that we might be able to help with, or any way we can help you with what's coming up with this debate and the separating of the contenders from the pretenders?
I think my message I would leave y'all with is, we got these local elections coming up. Get registered to vote so everyone can participate. We now have a law in Nebraska that says if you're a formerly convicted felon, after you're off your papers and stuff related to that charge, you can now vote immediately. So
You can also
please
run
be
for
sure to get
president, by the way.
registered to vote and go to getmyvoteback.org for more
man.
information on that.
Get
We
my
want our
vote back.
people to vote and have a second chance to participate in the democracy. And
Mhm.
with the city council race, if we look back to the results 4 years ago with the 7 candidates that were running, I mean, it was a separation of about 50 votes that decided the top two.
Yep.
So it's going
Yep.
to be close.
Yep. My
Wow.
thoughts exactly. Yeah, I mean that's why I understand. I think it was Matt G. Miller Jenkins or earlier who said, I would never feel like people getting civically engaged is a bad thing. While I do agree with that, there is the reality of votes being split, and just the lessening of impact. So, yeah, we gotta find a balance.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking for some kind of collaboration. I mean, this is the whole
Yeah,
reason why we do First Sky Omaha. We're trying to create some collaboration. So there, if there's people that got similar thoughts, maybe they can get behind each other. We're hoping that the example that young brother Peyton Zyla did with Mike Lee will stick in other areas as well. You drop back and get behind the brother who's got some momentum or whatever the deal. So I'm anxious to see how this is going to pan out. Appreciate everybody who is engaged. I appreciate what you're doing as well. Before we let you go, I kind of didn't. We just been talking about you hosting this forum, but what else are you doing out here as far as your advocacy is concerned? Give us a little rundown of some of the other things that you're passionate about before you go.
I'm passionate about like folks getting to vote on the direct issues that impact them. So last year, I was a part of a coalition, statewide coalition, to pass the paid sick leave law that we now
Mm,
have on the books. We passed medical marijuana, and then we also made sure our public dollars stayed in our public schools as well. And so,
okay.
really, just getting down to the nitty gritty, being making sure folks are educated on the issues and are voting on the issues accordingly to how they feel. And then more recently, I started a small business. It's called Boots on the Ground Strategies. Trying to get into some like political consulting and policy analyzing ideas. So that's definitely
okay,
on the building that up is definitely on the docket for this year.
That's what's
nice.
up, man. We're gonna have some lobbying going on here and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Might need.
Yeah,
We'll be hollering. We'll be hollering.
that's real, man. Appreciate you, Jaden. I can see the presidency in your future. You gonna run?
Hey,
You gonna run for something at some point? You thinking?
It's all up in the air. My end goal isn't to be in elected office. It's just to always serve the people. So if
there you go.
me running for office ends up being that next thing, then so be it. I don't have any plans as of right now, though.
Staying loose. I like it. I like
There you
it.
go. There you go. Keep doing the good work. We're always behind you, and however we can help, let us know.
Yeah, man.
All
Take
right.
it easy, brother.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Peace.
Peace.
All right, man. It's good to see a young brother doing things, man.
Yeah, man. Young folk. Like I said, man, got that Trump first Trump administration did something, had folks walking out of school and yeah, buying up tickets. Just
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah. Come on, man. It's the young folk getting active.
Appreciate you guys in the chat. Kimra says, what policies are they implementing to support minority-owned businesses and entrepreneurs in North Omaha? Some good issues there. She says, will they advocate for a dedicated budget line for community-led initiatives like One Omaha to support neighborhood development? Don't mess with Kimra. She got a list of questions on written down on a pad, word for word. Going
Man,
down with her for real. Amy H. says Omaha does not have a good system to address mental health in youth. Emmanuel Hospital behavioral health is limited in space and is a traumatic experience for the child and their family. I'm sorry to hear that.
okay.
Brother Wells says, I like to see the many people running. It shows that there's a lot of people who with a passion to represent North O. We need all that. Number one, leader stuff no more. Number one, leader stuff no more. Oh, no one leader stuff. Excuse me. No one leader stuff. Bro, I'm working off 1 hour sleep last night, so forgive me. No one leader stuff no more. I heard that. Also, last but not least, Kimra says North Omaha has a rich cultural history. How would they leverage that history to promote pride, unity, and social cohesion in the district? Lots of good questions, man. Lots of good questions. Appreciate that. Bessie Miller Jenkins says, I've been asking you for years to run for office. Brother, ain't but 24? Yeah.
Man.
How many years you been asking? Yeah, man. Yeah, but he's just getting started, man. He got a long future ahead of him on it. So I'm really proud of that brother as well, man. Like I said, man, I see him out of stuff all the time, and it's just encouraging to see, first of all, young people that stayed in town, and not just stayed in town, but ain't out here, but out here really on some we got to make some change and do some things.
Man.
You know, not a lot. You don't find older folks on this yet. So, to see some people fired up, man. Yeah, that's what's up. Apologize for not having on Miss Olivia. Don't know what happened there, but we might have her back another time, maybe. Again, they're changing the date on that Assembly of the Saints forum today. This is not happening now tonight at 6:00 due to inclement weather. They'll have a new date. It's still going to be at Assembly of the Saints. Shout out to the Assembly of the Saints, Untamed, Sherman Wells, NOC, North Omaha Community Partnership, everybody that put this on. I appreciate everybody that's doing that and that's going to continue to do it. We'll get the new date, new time. We'll put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha, and we can talk about it. So stay tuned. We'll take a quick break and come right back and wrap the show up today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for everybody who is in the chat and giving us all this good information and all these great questions. We'll be right back. Got a couple more things to discuss before we go. Stay tuned. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'll be buddy to God.
Hey.
Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'll be buddy to God.
Hey.
Chat chimers, ghost listeners, and monitoring spirits.
Yeah, we see you.
We see you. It's going down.
Man,
2020 was a pivotal year. I'm seeing Maggie Miller Jenkins says since 2020 she's been saying run. I hear that.
Okay.
Lots of stuff been going down as far as 2020 is concerned as well. I remember Jakeem Fox was somebody who I met during Freedom Summer, what they call in 2020, when we had all the stuff that went down. And, that led to Dreamland Report
Yep.
and a whole bunch of other stuff that's happened. Check out Dreamland Report. Check them out on their social media. And get to the articles that they've been writing, man. Shout out to Jakeem Fox for throwing this down as well. We need all the people to get together and disseminate this information and speak from our perspective and have people's voices heard and all that good stuff. So shout out to everybody's doing the good work and been inspired by Freedom Summer to do it. We're part of that as well. First Sky Omaha is direct out of Freedom Summer for real.
Yep, we were inspired by that and to keep moving. And also the BAA kind of was born out of that, and rap and noise. And there's a lot of organizations and efforts that kind of sparked from that. And I say it all the time, man, and that was a moment, but it turned into a movement, and we're gonna keep this movement going. So big shout out to all those who are tuned in right now, because this is a continuation of that energy, and we're gonna keep it going. Keep it going, man. So we appreciate you.
For sure. 7:56 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we got a few more minutes left, buddy. What you want to go get into before we get out of here?
Yeah. Well, one, I want to reiterate, our guest. Shout out to Brother Jaden for coming through, Brother Jaden Perkins, and speaking with us. Again, we did not get to speak to Sister Olivia, but yeah, we gotta get her on soon, man. Very dynamic sister. I was able to go ahead and check out the Sunday sermon with Sherman. So big shout out to Brother Sherman L. Wells in the chat, always doing the good work. If you haven't already, he had a pretty good conversation about them. With them, just about who they are, and that, man, gives a real great feel about these young folk, where they're coming from, why they're doing what they're doing, and some things to look out for. So definitely go ahead and go back and check that out. Our conversation today really doesn't even do it justice. Like, very dynamic brother and sister, Jaden and Olivia. So definitely go check out that Sunday sermon with Sherman on Sherman L. Wells page. Also check out Untamed. So that's definitely huge. But also, before we get out of here, I did want to check out the official list of candidates, as we prepare. And, now that it's postponed, never know, man, that list might be even longer by the time they actually have the debate. So we'll see. But that list has...
I think that's it. The cutoff.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. So nobody can file that. They people got in right at the end there, I believe. So I think that's the final list.
Man, okay. Well, then that's actually even more reason to go ahead and check out this list. I have it in front of me. Are you able to pull it up on the screen, Paul? Is that?
I don't have it anywhere.
Okay. Because it's grown. It's quite extensive. As of, I guess, this morning, we have, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 candidates that's across the board. 21 candidates for city council. You thought that was
all the districts.
All the districts. As far as D2, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Ooh, this is a name I didn't expect seeing. This might be Sister Cheryl Weston. Her name is on the list as well.
Say what? I missed that.
There is a Cheryl Weston on this list as of the 3rd. Brother Anthony Rogers Wright and Sister Cheryl Weston were the last two to get their names on this list. We also have Brother Mike Lee, Maurice Jones, who we spoke to last week, Ben Gray, Tyrone Urer, William King, Juanita Johnson, and Lavanya Goodwin. That is your D2 slate.
Man. So, debates coming up again. There's one that's happening on March the 8th. Over at the Metropolitan Community College Culinary Arts Institute building. So maybe definitely check that out. 2:00, the mayoral race candidates. 4:30, they'll be talking about the District 2 race. So definitely want to go check that out. This is held by NAACP, New Era, IMA, Empowerment Network, Black Votes Matter, Omaha Star, and NCNW. So as you can see, lots of people behind this debate as well. But again, real quick, this has been postponed because of weather today. This is the one I was anticipating happen over at Assembly of the Saints. But we're going to get a new time for this, a new date, and we'll be sure to let you know about when that is so that we can have an even more inclusive conversation. I think it's going to be a different kind of conversation with just District 2 people and us having that family talk about what we really need to do here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking forward to.
Man. So very interesting. Just really quickly, that new era. I saw there's a new era Atlanta. I'm actually learning more and more about this new era organization. I didn't know there was an Omaha chapter. If anybody has any information about New Era Omaha, maybe send them our way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a national organization. They get down, man. They get down. From what I've seen, man. New Era Detroit doing some good work. I know some brothers and sisters are part of New Era Atlanta. So if New Era Omaha is any of the same, cut from the same cloth, yeah, I'd like to learn more.
There you go. Kimmer is reminding us about something. She says, I got a donation for some of these candidates. They don't just need our vote. They need our help. They need our donations. They need some backing, some push, some volunteering, even if it comes to volunteering to host debates, all kinds of things we need.
Door knocking.
Push this door knocking even. That's right. Shout out to Maurice. Brother Maurice is out there knocking. I think Brother Jones is out there knocking. He's doing a big. There's some cats that got Boost to the Roots campaigns going on out here in a big way. I got really my eyes open walking around with Ashley Spivey, Senator Ashley Spivey, put some respect on her name, about how much door knocking really, really helps.
Oh yeah.
So people getting out there and talking to the people in their district. That's what it's all about.
Got to pound the pavement, man. You got to do the real work. So again, shout out to all the candidates who are out there doing the real work, and all of you who are doing your work, and as far as doing your research, and again becoming as well informed as possible ahead of this April 1st primary. So also I see Brother Anthony Rogers writing in the chat, says press conference coming soon announcing the state's first multi-city candidate slate in history. Okay, so we'll see about that. Looking forward to that. And any other announcements that you have, Brother Anthony Rogers, right? Since you didn't announce on the show you was running.
Man, you could have broken on the show, bro.
Yeah, could have gave us the exclusive, but that's all right. I understand. Yeah, at least didn't want to say anything until it was official. But now that it's official, we'll be hollering. At
you. Yeah, man. Yeah, we got to get an interview with you, man. So I'm gonna get with you a little later on in the day, so we can kind of arrange the time to get together on that, if you will.
Yeah. But with that, man, we are kind of at the end of it. Again, a lot of information to be combed through, and we'll plan on doing so in future dates. But in the meantime, between time, I think it's about that time to get up out of here, man. Paul B, what you got on top of mind?
8:02, if you believe in the concept of time. We already passed the agreed 8 o'clock time, so I appreciate you letting us stay a little bit later in order to get these last little bits in, buddy. Got some final words for the people?
Man, as always, big shout out to, again, our guests. Big shout out to Brother Jaden Perkins, and even Sister Olivia Mathews. Even though you didn't get to make it, we got to have you on very soon. Looking forward to speaking with you. Of course, all the chat chimers, ghost listeners, first and last time listeners, monitoring spirits, everybody out there, man. Tell your mama, your cousin, your brother, your sister. We doing this, man. So come check us out. Join the conversation Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning. Of course, on Friday, look out for the weekly wrap. We're doing some new things with that. So yeah, spread the word, man. Let the people know. It's a great way to get some information, Reader's Digest on this, news stories that happen the most or that matter the most to you, both locally and statewide. And of course, a little information on what's going on with us at First Sky. So again, fight the algorithm. Let's get out of this, this social media spin cycle we're in. Join the weekly wrap, man. Check us out. In the meantime, between time, also check out the book drop, man. We just did some dope with the Omaha Public Library. Please check out that conversation if you haven't already. Man, we got some great book suggestions for you, especially if you want to learn more about Black heritage, so-called. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Omaha Public Library. The podcast is out now. The Book Drop Podcast Takeover with First Sky Omaha, available anywhere you get your audio podcast. So yeah, check us out. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away, man.
Man, Pop says a wonderful show. Thank you, and see you Friday. Appreciate you, Pops. Reminding us that we have special guests coming on Friday as well. So definitely check this show out. We've been talking about what's going on at the Union for Contemporary Art. We're going to have Miss Lakeisha Green on. She's the executive director over there, and we'll have to talk about this union situation that's happening. So stay tuned for that. Get your questions ready for her as well. Look into that story if you haven't seen it. It's been all over my feed. But there's a story behind it. So definitely check it out. We'll speak to Miss Green on Friday. Stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for next week. We got a nice lineup of what we're going to talk about next week, and a nice lineup of candidates that we're going to be speaking to as well. This is season 2B Ballot of the bullet is going down. This is voting season. This is a whole election that's coming up. That's going to be huge. We got to talk about the mayoral race coming up as well, because that's going to be huge, man. So yeah, lots to talk about, and we definitely appreciate you guys being a part of this conversation. We're going to get out of here. We want to give a shout out to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you, and shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Really appreciate you and all of the supporters as well, our members, the $10 people, $25 people, $50 people. Appreciate everybody who is doing as a reoccurring member of the channel as well, so we can continue this and expand it and do some new things. Stay tuned. Coming up. As a matter of fact, yes, like and subscribe over at YouTube so you can get all of the new pieces that are coming out. And also shout out to you guys that spoke up about the commercial that we ran today as well. I was gonna go over with y'all, but yeah, man, shout out to the city, and shout out to some people that are the Douglas County Health Department and other people that are finding that they want to reach our audience thanks to y'all. So they're hitting us up and they're saying, hey, we got some things that we want you to go ahead and put down, and we can support the show. So yeah, if you want to do any advertising with us, hit us up, firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. And yeah, we're gonna make it happen. So that's what's up. Appreciate that very much. Let's get out of here, man, because we can drag this on all day. You know us, we can talk about what we appreciate for another 5 hours. So
yeah, they already calling. Maggie Miller Jenkins says, really missing that second hour. Again, we got some extra content coming your way. I'm not gonna spill the beans just yet, but definitely look out for that coming real soon. So yeah, you'll get more of us. Again, if you want to catch the second hour, go ahead and check out that book drop if you haven't already. Yeah, it's a nice conversation.
Yep. Stay in if you can. It's cold and windy and blizzardy outside.
Yeah.
And good for nobody. Stay safe and check on your loved ones. Again, there's some people that's got their power out. 8,000 people in Douglas County without power today. So check on your loved ones and all that good stuff. And remember, we're still in it. It's going to go all the way through. They're supposed to snow on Saturday again. So we're not going to get out of this till next week. Yep. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, just stay in touch, man. You know how to do it. You guys are teaching me how to do it. I'm from a place that don't have this kind of weather, and I'm not used to having to call folks and be like, y'all all right? Y'all snowed in? What's going on? You know, is the heat still working and all that? But y'all teaching me. It's community gets together and take care of each other. So I'm with it.
Hey, we all we got.
That's enough. And that's enough. Peace, yo.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red